In large scale, factor 3, so we measure from our point to a corner, and we want it 3 times that. So 1, twice, 3 times. And from this point we're going to draw the whole shape 3 times bigger. So instead of 3 squares across, it's going to be 9 squares across. Instead of 1 square down, 3 squares down. We've got to rotate P, so use our tracing paper. About that point, and we're going clockwise 90 degrees. That's where we end up. So let's trace that through. Double check, yes. Simultaneous equations. The first letter is already balanced, we can go straight to subtracting. -2 subtract 2 is -4. 6 subtract 0 is 6. Divide by -4 tells me x equals -1.5. And we take the top equation, y subtract 2, and then we now know x is -1.5 equals 6. -2 multiplied by -1.5 is +3. Opposite of add 3, subtract 3, so y equals 3. X is -1.5 and y is 3. Modal class is the most frequent. That's the highest frequency number, so modal class is 25 to 30. Estimate of the total distance, so we're going to need the midpoints. 2.5, 7.5, 12.5, 17.5, 22.5, 27.5, and then we multiply in pairs and add them all up. And what do we get? $1,040. Solve the inequality. So we've got the opposite of add 2, but which is subtract 2, and we need to do it from both ends of the inequality. -2 subtract 2 is -4. 5 subtract 2 is 3. So on our number line, we need a dot at 4 and a dot at 3. The 3 one is coloured in because it's got an equal sign. Join the 2 dots with a straight line. Sohcahtoa, start at the angle, go across to the opposite side. Longest side is hypotenuse, which means the other one is adjacent. We want the length of BC, which is labelled A. So we're not interested in the opposite. A and H is cos We want the A side. A equals C times H. So cos of 38 multiplied by 7.9. $7.5450817888. If I want to do the rounding, 1, 2, 3 significant figures, but the next one's a 5, so I round up. Lower bound of 38, 1 less, put 0.5 on the end. Upper bound, just put 0.5 on the end. Smallest diameter, so I'm looking for the smallest power. There it is, so Mars. The difference is a subtract between Saturn, which is 1.2 times 10 to the 5, and Neptune, 5.0 times 10 to the 4. Just put it into the calculator. Gives me an answer of 70,000. But it wants the answer in standard form, so it's 7 times 10, and the decimal point's got to move from the end 1, 2, 3, 4 places, 10 to the 4. Ratio of moon to sun, so the moon is 3.5 times 10 to the 3. The sun 1.4 times 10 to the 6, and I've got to write it in the form 1 to something. So I've divided this by 3.5 times 10 to the 3, so I've got to divide this by 3.5 times 10 to the 3. Which is 400.